Ahead on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Will high cattle prices hold as we get further into 2015? We'll hear from experts at CattleFax for some insights. And we'll take you to visit the Ellingson Angus Ranch in North Dakota.
And now, NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman with host Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. I'm Kevin Oxner. Thanks for joining us. Being in the cattle business this past year paid off in a big way. Many cattlemen saw prices that were the highest of their entire lifetime. According to NCBA officer and Nebraska cattleman Craig Uden, the strong cattle prices paired with good moisture throughout the majority of the country sparked positive energy in the beef business in 2014.
2014 ended up a very good year for all cattle segments. You know, we had a dip there at the end, and all of a sudden we're strong again coming into 2015. So there's a lot of optimism out there and a lot of reasons for people to be optimistic. Beef is the chosen protein out there by many, and there's a beef cut for everyone out there.
Craig makes a good point that cattlemen are quite optimistic right now. I know our family ranch here in Colorado had many successes in 2014, but like many other producers, I wonder what 2015 has in store for our industry. Here to give us a better idea about what we can expect from the market in the coming months is Alan Smith with CattleFax. Alan, tell us just a little bit about the fed cattle market and what's really driving those prices right now.
Well, one is we have a lot of volatility in the fed cattle market. We set new all-time record highs this past November at 173 per hundredweight. And then the markets basically broke $1,600, or excuse me, $16 per hundredweight. Right. And then we basically came back during the last half of the month, during the holidays, and in the first part of 2015, we rallied $13 per hundredweight. Wow. So obviously a lot of volatility. The obvious drivers are what? Very tight steer and heifer numbers. And also, we have very good demand. The year-over-year demand growth has just been outstanding. And we do have some concern as we move into 2015. Will we be able to sustain this demand growth that we've seen through most of 2014?
Right. Let's talk box beef for a minute. Tell folks what's been happening in that market and how that impacts fed cattle prices.
The box beef market here this past week set an all-time new record high. We're seeing very good demand, but obviously with the very tight steer and heifer slaughter we've had, you would expect that the prices would have responded to that. So as we look into the 2015 year, we expect boxes to be, again, volatile and a pretty wide price range through the year.
And let's talk exports for just a minute. What role are exports playing in the overall price picture?
Well, exports are very important to the beef industry. This past year, we exported 10% of our beef production. And when we look at from a global perspective, beef supplies globally are not growing, yet beef demand globally is growing. So that's an outstanding position for the U.S. beef producer to be in. And when we look at the price spread relationship for U.S. grain-fed beef relative to, let's say, grass-fed beef, that price spread is widening. And when that price spread widens, that obviously tells us the demand for grain-fed beef is outpacing that around the world for grass-fed beef.
So tell me about your outlook for fed cattle prices throughout 2015.
Well, we're looking for prices in 2015 to basically average a little higher than we did a year ago. Basically, we were looking at a price about 157 per hundredweight with a range of 140 on the low and 170 on the high. Very good. Thank you so much for your insight today. For more information and expert market analysis, visit the website CattleFax.com. Still ahead on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
We take a real-world approach to raising cattle. We raise cattle very much like our commercial bull customers.
We'll visit an Angus seed stock operation in North Dakota. And next, we'll feature what you can look forward to at the Cattle Industry Convention in San Antonio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman on RFD TV.
It's the Green Fever sales event. Time to save big on a powerful John Deere 6M or 6R series tractor. Choose any model from 105 to 150 horsepower and get up to $7,000 cash off. Or get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $2,000 off. From field to feedlot, you'll find the right fit in a new 6M or 6R series tractor. Make your move today.
This is yours, and so is what grows there. Not theirs or theirs, yours. You need this to fight this and this to grow more this. Because the more of this you feed them, the less this you spend on that, which leaves more of this here. Don't let them take this from you. Chaparral takes care of weeds and brush, and that's that.
Join the nation's hottest cattle marketers and the nation's hottest cattle convention, the 2015 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show in sizzling hot San Antonio. Stop by the Superior booth to find out how we top the market in all aspects of livestock marketing. From internet auctions to national television broadcast, we offer it all. Be sure to remember the Alamo and remember Superior Livestock for all your livestock marketing needs.
Welcome back. If you're in the cattle business, you need to be in San Antonio from February 4th through the 7th. Those are the dates for the annual Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show, which is now just a little more than 2 weeks away. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Matt Fleck has a closer look at what to expect at this fun and informative event.
Things will be sizzling in San Antonio as thousands of members of the beef industry gather for the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. This is the oldest and largest U.S. cattle industry event in the country and gives attendees a chance to come together to network and create policy.
This is how cattlemen and cattlewomen have their voices heard, as it relates to checkoff programs and what's going to be done in the upcoming year. This is where they get to have that input on those topics and many others.
You can participate and have input into both policy and checkoff programs and positions and come and be part of that process, which is very worthwhile.
Another highlight is the NCBA Trade Show, which features more than 300 companies across almost 6 acres of exhibit space. In addition, attendees will have the opportunity to see live demonstrations and cutting-edge educational sessions right on the show floor. If you're looking for the latest tools and technology for your operation, the NCBA Trade Show is a can't-miss event.
If you've never been to an NCBA convention, annual convention, you will be absolutely amazed at the number of booths and what's going on at the trade show. I mean, it is amazing.
Every year I go through, I learn something new. I learn about new products that I might utilize on the ranch and have actually used them, have gone home and contacted them, maybe made a contact right there in the trade show.
Of course, I have to go see what the new toys are. And I do actually use that as an opportunity to learn about new technologies that are available and then how they might be applicable to our operation.
It's a place where you can go and you can talk to the people and get new ideas and decide how you might change your own operation based on some of the things that are at the trade show.
Producer education is another important component of the annual convention. Cattlemen's College, now celebrating its 22nd year, is designed to help producers assess their operations and identify ways to become more efficient while producing beef for today's consumers. Attendees will hear from an outstanding lineup of industry experts during the course of 2 jam-packed days.
The importance of Cattlemen's College is it is cutting edge. You're not going to get access to these guys anywhere else in America. We've brought them all together. These are the top of the heap guys that these guys make the decisions in companies, corporations, ranches. We're trying to provide programs that keeps our ranchers informed, and that's the biggest part of what we're doing, trying to keep them informed of what's happening in the industry and how to position their farm or ranch so that they can remain sustainable and profitable for the next 5 or 10 years.
Some of the stuff is things we do already, but it's helped me to take another look at how we do it, or even the things that we're already doing that we already have in place. It's just a good reminder, and there's a lot of new information out that I'm getting from it that we can put in place in the operation that we're doing.
Everyone in the industry, from pasture to plate, needs to make it to the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity to network, create policy for the industry, and have some fun in San Antonio.
San Antonio is one of my favorite cities. It's fun to go down there in February. The weather's always beautiful. You know, the Riverwalk's great. Great food. It'll be a great opportunity to get together and see friends that you haven't maybe seen in a while. And it's one of my favorite locations, and I suspect we'll have a record crowd there.
We've got a pretty high bar to beat with our last convention in Nashville, but I think we can top that. We've got some great entertainment lined up, and it'll be a good time to come and visit with your fellow cattlemen and get some work done.
I love when 7,000 or 8,000 of us come together. We're a small community in the U.S. as a whole, and when you bring that large percentage of us together, a lot of good things happen.
Reporting from San Antonio, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Joining us now to talk more about what attendees can expect during their visit to San Antonio is Kristen Torres with NCBA. Kristen, how are things shaping up for this little gathering you have planned in San Antonio?
Things are looking really good, Kevin. We've got a great lineup planned of great speakers, great fun, trade show record attendance. It's looking good.
You know, this is an event where lots of information is shared. Give us a highlight of some of the things that you think are going to help producers manage their cattle business in the coming year.
Sure. We have a great lineup of education programs for producers. Cattlemen's College has 21 sessions with 7 different tracks of education. We have education programs in the trade show, in the learning lounge, and we have live animal handling sessions. Additionally, cattlemen can attend regional meetings and learn what's happening in their part of the country.
And I hear rumors that this year's trade show is supposed to be a record breaker. Is that right?
Absolutely. We have almost 7 acres of trade show space under one roof and some outdoor space as well. We have over 350 companies exhibiting in the trade show.
Amazing speakers, outstanding education. What do you say to producers about the value of being in San Antonio?
The convention is a great value. Not only do they get a great lineup of speakers every day, we have receptions every day. Some days we have a couple of receptions. We have a great lineup of entertainment as well. The opportunity to network with producers from across the country is really invaluable for producers.
Yeah, and a couple of other things people ought to know is you have a few kind of fun and new fun activities planned for this year's event, right?
Absolutely, we do. We're going to close out the convention with a cowboy comedy club where we're going to have our good friend Jeff Foxworthy there. We're going to have a special guest. Riders in the Sky will be there. Wow. But following that event, we have an after party that's a mustache bash.
What's that?
So everybody's going to be able to grab a stash and join the bash. Asleep at the Wheel will have entertainment there. We're also having a mustache growing contest that's happening right now. If you've got a great stash, enter your stash on our Facebook page, and you can win some great prizes at that event. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
I better get started now because this takes a little while, Kristen.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. It's not too late to join us in San Antonio. I'll be there, and I hope you will too. You can find registration information as well as a complete schedule for the entire Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show at beefusa.org. We'll be back with more Cattleman to Cattleman right after this.
Some call it a come-from-behind victory, an unlikely win, a reversal of fortune. The feeling of snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. This is our moment, our victory dance, because we choose confidence. We choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment.
Are you going to do this every time we treat a calf with Zuprevo?
Absolutely.
Well, all right then.
Don't let BRD interfere with his performance. Treat it with Zuprevo and get him back to his home pen. Zuprevo is a fast-acting, long-lasting BRD treatment that you can count on to get the job done. Ask your veterinarian to prescribe Zuprevo. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from Merck Animal Health.
Join your fellow cattlemen in sizzling hot San Antonio for the 2015 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. It's the beef industry's biggest convention, and it's great for education, networking, and fun. Plus, you can check out the NCBA Trade Show for the latest technology. It's the 2015 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in sizzling hot San Antonio, Texas, February 4 through 7. Visit beefusa.org for more.
Welcome back. There's no question that the weather in early February in sizzling hot San Antonio will be a whole lot better than in many other areas of the country. And there should be an opportunity to get outdoors and enjoy some beautiful sunshine. One highlight of the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show is the chance to visit San Antonio's historic Riverwalk during your free time. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Russell Nemitz has more on this unique and historic spot.
Although the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show offers many great things to see and do, sometimes you need a change of scenery. Well, just a few steps away from the convention center and hotels is San Antonio's famous Riverwalk, a pedestrian walkway along the banks of the San Antonio River that is lined by bars, shops, and restaurants.
It's a level below the street. So you walk down the stairs from the center of a large urban core, and you walk downstairs and you're transformed into this ambiance that you're like, I can't believe we're in the middle of a city. It's tropical, it's lush, it's romantic, it's peaceful. You can experience everything you want. You can go for a walk, you can sit on a bench and do great people watching or just enjoy the nature around you. You can go to great restaurants. You stay at a hotel, walk out of your hotel, you're right on the Riverwalk. You can go for a drink, you can go for happy hour. It's just a wonderful place.
With more than 15 miles of sidewalks and paths, the Riverwalk is the longest linear park in America and one of the most dynamic tourist attractions in the entire state of Texas. Because of the dozens of high-quality clubs and restaurants, it's sometimes easy to forget that you're walking alongside an actual river.
This is a natural river. People think that it's a ditch that we carved out. No, it's a natural river. And in the 1920s, there was a horrendous flood in San Antonio, and there was $50 million worth of damage, and several people lost their lives. So they almost paved over the river for flood control. And there was a group of citizens that said, no, 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 this could be a treasure. But at that time, all these buildings that you see, the river was their back door. It wasn't their front door. And through the genius of Robert Hugman, who was the architect that the city hired to turn this into the place it is, we now have the Riverwalk instead of a concrete underground channel where we drain the flood water off. So we were very fortunate that there were people like that were visionary at that time.
Even though most people associate February with cold and snow, this is actually the perfect time to visit San Antonio.
February is a great time to come. It's beautiful weather. We can actually have days up in the 90s in February. I hope that that's what the weather that they get. It could be 40-ish, but for a lot of places, 40 in February is pretty good.
Just remember, even if we see temperatures in the 90s, you really shouldn't think about jumping in the water to cool off.
There are people that end up in the river, but it's generally because they've had a few too many cocktails and they think that would be really fun to jump in, and then they realize it's really not very much fun. people do fall in on purpose. But if you do, it is a $250 fine. So I would suggest that you maybe not decide to do that.
So when cattle industry members need a break from meetings and the trade show, they'll find the Riverwalk offers an oasis of fun and excitement.
My advice to the cattlemen coming to the Riverwalk to just enjoy as many different kinds of restaurants as you can. Generally speaking, if you have a large party of 8 or more, you should call ahead to make reservations. February is not a terribly crowded month on the Riverwalk, so you probably, for smaller groups, you'd probably be able to get into any place that you wanted to go. But be sure to have some time to relax and enjoy it at all different times of the day, because it is a different atmosphere in the morning versus at 11 o'clock at night when the music's happening and everything's going on. So just enjoy and take your time and be sure to spend lots of time on the river.
Reporting from San Antonio, Texas, I'm Russell Nemitz for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Now, there's still time to make plans if you want to join us in San Antonio. You can register right now by going to the website beefusa.org. It just may be the best investment you can make in your cattle business in 2015. Extreme weather is one of the primary challenges cow-calf producers face. In the past year alone, some ranchers have been hit with excessive moisture, while others remain drought-stricken. And of course, many have also experienced bitter cold temperatures for extended periods of time. With all of these weather challenges, how can cattlemen keep adequate mineral nutrition in front of their cattle year-round? We have some insight as Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter visits the Dakotas.
When it comes to raising cattle, it's hard to beat the wide open spaces of North and South Dakota where grain and forage are locally available for cattlemen. But extreme weather conditions in the Dakotas can make everything more difficult, from feeding cattle to getting mineral out to the cow herd.
We run cow-calf pairs, about 600 of them, and we also have a feedlot operation. We calve early March, so I mean we deal with harsh weather conditions from the beginning. The weather, cold-wise, this is the coldest it's been in years to begin with. Feeding costs get a lot higher. Weight gain on our cattle in the yard is a lot less. 30 below weather doesn't work good.
Even with the challenge of harsh weather conditions, producers, feed dealers, and nutritionists agree it's crucial for cows and calves to consistently consume supplemental mineral year-round to meet their nutritional needs and stay in good body condition.
Mineral nutrition is a really critical component for the cow herd. We know that there's an impact of cow nutrition on that calf and that it follows that calf for its entire life. And so everything we do to the cow, we're really doing to that unborn calf and to the newborn calf. We can impact overall herd health, we impact herd performance, we impact reproductive performance, and so it's a really important component of that producer's overall nutrition program.
I think a season-long mineral program is extremely important for the cow herd at any stage of production. I think in the pasture, you're developing the fetus, and there's been a lot of research done with fetal programming, and I think that's extremely important. And then in the fall, when these cows are coming in, the mineral program is a key ingredient to making sure those cows gain weight and prepare for the next calving season. And then obviously, you know, pre-calving, we need these cows to be producing quality colostrum. That's very important for calf health and immunity. Our calf health has been extremely good because of the balanced program that we're a part of.
If you put it in dollars and cents, you know, if the guys are getting more cows bred every year, it's just a big deal to get cows bred and keep them in the herd. It costs a lot of money to carry a cow for a year, and if you're not getting a calf out of her, it's an extra cost. So it's really beneficial to stay on a good program.
Getting consistent mineral intake across a cow herd can be a challenge, but the high palatability offered by Purina's Wind and Rain Storm Mineral delivers even consumption rates to all cows in the herd.
Some of the important things that would come into play with management on mineral nutrition is, First of all, we need to make sure that we get it in front of those cows, and then that we're getting the intake that we expect. A lot of times we run into producers who don't know where their consumption is or how often they're going through the mineral. And in order to get the consumption that we expect, we need to find out, first of all, where we're at. And then there are other things that we can do to affect their consumption, whether it's moving a feeder in and out of a traffic pattern, which we've had really good luck with, starting a program, a mineral program near the water source and then moving that away as the cattle pick up on consumption. That's one thing that works pretty well. The other thing is moderating salt intake if that's necessary also.
I'm using the tubs. I get an even consumption year-round on this. That's what I really like about this. I've had other products in the past where I wasn't getting even consumption. Either they were eating it all or eating nothing. Right now it's evened out, and that was my goal.
Mike uses a lot of tubs in his program. The thing that I really like about that and a lot of producers' operations is that, you know, when they put out a tub or a number of tubs, they've got quite a quantity out there. And so it's a lot different than a guy throwing out a couple bags and then it running out before he gets back out there. A lot of times we have mineral out there for a longer period of time and less apt for them to run out.
We'll have more from the Dakotas on mineral nutrition when we return from this short break. Please stay with us.
No storm is too powerful for new Purina Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, formulated with ultimate weather resistance. That means more minerals in the feeder and available to your cattle. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals provide more consistent intake and balanced mineral nutrition to optimize herd health and breedback rates. See the difference at your local Purina dealer or visit CattleNutrition.com. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, another way Purina is building better cattle.
New Holland is the undisputed leader in hay tools. We give farmers a wide range of innovative equipment that increases efficiency and productivity all year round. Because to us, smart means providing a smooth, clean cut with faster dry down, plug-free conditioning, and superior bale density. And smart means leaving less hay on the field to feed more livestock in less time. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
Here's what producers are saying about Progressive Cattleman Magazine, the beef industry resource.
I probably read more out of that magazine than any of them, and I found it very easy to use the magazine, in particular the center spread.
I just really love Progressive Cattleman as a magazine and whole, the information you get out of it.
Being able to read experiences from other people and tricks of the trades, I guess you could say, and new ways of doing things on our farm.
Subscribe today at progressivecattle.com.
Welcome back. Let's return to Cattleman and Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter in the Dakotas for more on consistent mineral consumption.
Mineral from Purina gives beef producers a quality mineral that not only provides consistent consumption rates throughout the year, but the Wind and Rain Storm formulation excels in harsh conditions, remaining palatable even when weather turns bitter cold, wet, or windy.
The Wind and Rain Storm is an excellent product from the standpoint that it's very wind and rain resistant. I've seen other competitive products out there that you have to chip out of the feeder after they've been exposed to the rain. And with the Wind and Rain Storm mineral, it just goes back to a granular form. We know that it's highly palatable to the cow even after it's been wet, and that we don't have as much waste on that type of product as there is with a conventional meal mineral.
The Wind and Rain Storm product works out very well for me because it doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, wind blowing, which we get a lot of wind. It works for me. The cattle go up and eat it. The calves go up and eat it. That's what I like. That's what I want.
The Purina Wind and Rain is a great mineral. We've been using it for up to 10 years. I'd recommend it to anybody. Absolute top notch. We use it pretty much year round. Out on the grasslands is where we use it a lot. We like feeding the stuff with the Oreo and the fly control, the Alticid. Great fly control, great protection in all spectrums. I mean, it's a great product. Weather, awesome in the weather, rain, the wind. We're out here in North and South Dakota. We got wind all the time, and it works great.
The Purina mineral that we use really stands up with the weather. We've been really happy with how it stands up, even when we're pouring it in the mineral feeder to when we check the feeders. It's always a consistently palatable product, and our cows take to it very well, and we have no issues with consumption throughout the year with our cow herd. It's a good product, it's palatable, and it definitely stands up to the elements.
For nearly 90 years, Purina Beef Cattle Research has worked to develop products to help cattlemen optimize nutrition in their herds. It's that research that gives feed dealers and nutritionists confidence in Purina quality, and it is the research behind Wind and Rain Storm Mineral that helps to set producers up for success.
We're proud of what we've put together with Wind and Rain Mineral. We recommend it to a lot of our producers, but the biggest thing is at Purina, we step up and we help people put these minerals to use. We work side by side with the producer to make sure that our intakes are what we want them to be. The biggest thing is the producer and the profitability of his operation.
Our business is 74% beef cattle, and we think that what's really important is that we help our customers position the wide range of products we have to fit the operation so that they can be very successful with their cattle. We want to be able to look our customers in the eye and know when we sell them a product it's going to be consistent, the same every time through our stringent quality assurance programs, and that it's going to perform.
It's important to have a research-based product fed to my cow herd because I want to make sure that the dollars that I'm spending have the biggest impact. And obviously the biggest concern with beef producers is their bottom line. So a product like Purina that's consistent and a product that works as well as it does is important to me because I want to make sure that I'm doing the best job I can for my cow herd, but also utilizing my resources to the best of my ability as well.
Research shows consistent mineral consumption supports optimal herd health, feed efficiency, and reproductive performance. So the right mineral program helps cattlemen get the best return on their mineral investment and puts producers on their way to a successful cow herd. Reporting from the Dakotas, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
For more information about Purina's Wind and Rain Storm Mineral and other products, visit the website CattleNutrition.com. Just ahead, we'll visit Ellingson Angus Ranch, and later, we'll hear from the cowboy poet Baxter Black. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you're looking to raise the profit potential for your herd, then look to the proven Angus genetics offered by Ellingson Angus in St. Anthony, North Dakota. Their annual sale is the first Saturday in February, and they strive to produce premium quality Angus bulls and females.
I think what they'll find is a wide selection of cattle that can fit their need, and will find the right genetics, the right match for their individual herds.
Our number one goal is in utilizing any of these sire lines that we use is ensuring that they're the type of genetics that produce profitability for our commercial bull customer.
From calving ease to quality carcass traits and more, Ellingson Angus is where you'll find the Angus bulls that will make you money.
It's gotten to the point that the calves out of our bulls are demanding a premium.
Outstanding genetics and customer service make this the one sale you don't want to miss. Find out more at EllingsonAngus.com or on sale day, view and bid at dvauction.com.
Whether you're feeding cattle, milking cows, or baling hay, the work on your farm is never done, which is why you need equipment that works as hard as you do. Get the efficiency and versatility you need with Case IH. From farm-all compact and utility tractors to balers and mowers, all Case IH equipment is designed with one thing in mind: getting the job done. To learn more, visit caseih.com/livestock.
Seed stock producers represent the foundation of the cattle industry, the place where genetic improvement begins. Building a high-quality seed stock operation takes time and a solid understanding of where the beef business is headed. In North Dakota, the Ellingson family has dedicated themselves to providing functional Angus cattle of the highest caliber in a package that works in their rugged environment. Cattleman to Cattleman visited Ellingson Angus last September, and Brian Baxter has that story.
In the rolling grasslands of North Dakota, Chad and Julie Ellingson and their 5 children have been steadily building a reputation of providing high-quality Angus cattle.
Ellingson Angus was formed when my husband Chad and I were married in 1995, but our history in the Angus business and the cattle business goes much further than that. It's where my family has been ranching since the 1940s with the registered business, and my great-grandfather homesteaded, and we're excited to be able to carry on that tradition and to welcome our children into it as well.
We're in the northern Great Plains in the southern part of North Dakota. We're in a semi-arid region that gets about 12 to 14 inches of rainfall per year. We've been blessed this year to get about double that rainfall, so the green grass is not normal here. But on most years it can be challenging at times. We live in the land of extremes. Here in the northern Great Plains, we can get to negative 40 degrees in the wintertime with tremendous wind chills, and we can get to the triple digits in the summertime.
The real-world approach at Ellingson Angus has been shaped by the experiences of both Chad and Julie, who've had long careers in the beef industry. Julie currently serves as executive director of the North Dakota Stockmen's Association, and Chad has an extensive background in the AI business. That experience has helped them blend the newest technology and cattle selection tools with practical management of their herd.
I spent much of my professional career working for the North Dakota Stockmen's Association. I think what's unique about it is by being a rancher myself, it gives me perspective. I know exactly what my members, what keeps them laying awake at night. I know what's on their to-do list. I know about their hopes and their dreams on their operations, and also to be up on what issues are impacting our industry on a broader level, both nationally and internationally. And that helps us here on the ranch at Ellingson Angus engage and be an active part of that process.
I was in the AI business for about 19 years. I had the opportunity to travel the world and work with and learn from some of the brightest minds in the industry. We're privileged to own multiple AI sires along with some major AI studs. Some of the bulls that are currently being utilized across the nation, probably across the world in terms, would be a bull by the name of Ellingson Identity, a bull that would have topped our sale 5 years ago. He's a proven Cavanese bull, becoming a very highly maternal bull. We're selling a lot of Cavanese sons of him.
By using some of their own AI sires along with a battery of other well-known Angus bulls, Ellingson Angus is able to deliver high-performing bulls and heifers to their customers on sale day, but the Ellingsons never take their eye off the traits that are most important to their customers and the industry.
We take a real-world approach to raising cattle. We raise cattle very much like our commercial bull customers. Our cattle are out on large range pastures. They are grazing about 6 to 7 to 8 months per year. We do have some supplemental feeding during the winter time when the snow gets too deep for them to get out and graze. But we try to raise them just like our commercial bull customers do, because then we can call and produce cattle that will suit not only what we're trying to produce, but what the kind of cattle our bull customers are trying to produce. I think when we get out and I get the opportunity to work with my commercial producers, I realize that they got to have some performance in those calves. They have to weigh up at weaning time to have some performance at that time, and also performance as we follow them through the feedlot. But also compounded with that, they have to have some maternal capability. They have to have structural integrity to get out and cover the land and produce a big calf and breed back again.
On sale day, that functionality is important. As seed stock producers, the Ellingsons know their customers demand cattle that will perform anywhere their buyers take them.
Our average bull sale customer would be a cow-calf producer, probably resides here in North Dakota or in the surrounding region. Most of our customers would market feeder calves either at weaning time or maybe 60 to 90 days after backgrounding some. Many of those customers also, in addition to marketing feeder calves, would retain some of their own replacement females. They're looking for high-performance cattle that also have some maternal ability and some stayability in their operations.
It's very important that those cattle will work here. I think we've had the opportunity to send or sell cattle across the northern Great Plains and actually across the nation, and we've actually shipped embryos abroad. So we've tried to produce cattle that will be very adaptable to many environments across the United States.
The hospitality and focus on customer service provided by the Ellingsons extends far beyond sale day. They take as much pride in the relationships they've built as they do in the cattle they've raised and sold over the years.
We have an annual bull sale the first Saturday in February, where we welcome many of our long-term repeat customers onto the seats. It's usually a cold day, but we've got a nice heated building, and it's a nice event to get together with not only our bull customers, but really our friends.
We sure welcome visitors at any time throughout the course of the year. We look forward to the chance to getting to know potential customers, showcasing our cow herd, getting to know them, and for them to get to know our family.
Reporting from Ellingson Angus in St. Anthony, North Dakota, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Not only are Chad and Julie outstanding seed stock producers, but they also believe in the value of being members of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Why not join them as an NCBA member yourself? It's easy to do. Just call 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit the website beefusa.org. Don't go anywhere, because coming up next is the cowboy poet himself, Baxter Black. We'll be right back.
To truck guys, the truck is everything. And when you put them in charge of making an unbeatable truck, good things happen. This is the Ram 1500, the 2014 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And first ever back-to-back winner. Guts, glory, Ram.
Hi there, I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory, and welcome to our farm outside Nashville, Tennessee. When we go to work, whether it's on tour or here at home, we wear the West.
That's right, where it's that perfect snap shirt or that perfect pair of boots. When you wear Roper, you wear the West.
Learn more about us, Joey and Rory, and about Roper Western Wear at eroper.com.
Telling the truth and being real and feeding my family a home-cooked meal. That's important to me. That's important to me. And planting the garden and watching it grow.
Hello, I'm Kevin Ochsner, host of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. Each week, we travel the country to bring you the latest cattle industry news and information. Check us out at cattlemantocattleman.org or on Facebook and Twitter.
Let's face it, you don't think a lot about your trailer hitch. You use it and forget it. We understand. But at B&W, we think about it. Short nights, long hauls, never-ending chores. The unthinkable. We think about it all, so you don't have to. B&W. Trusted.
If you're not using IMI Global's verification programs, you might as well set your money on fire. To give your wieners added value, no program begins without a traceable animal. Then add on BQA and other specialties, and you open up a whole new market for your calves. You might be thinking, the market's so good, why bother? You ever heard of making hay when the sun shines? You got a choice. Get in the game or visit IMIglobal.com. Mules are peculiar. First, they're not real. They're the equivalent of a Caterpillar body on a Volkswagen chassis with Cadillac suspension, a Cummins diesel, and lawnmower wheels. Not to mention 2-dish antenna and a rear windshield wiper. Yes, mules seem to have an intelligence that horses do not. This is demonstrated by their traits of not overeating and not panicking in a tangle, and they do poop in designated areas. Yes, they do. But mules, unlike horses, also play by the rules. Often their own rules, but they always color within the lines. During Hurricane Floyd, North Carolina was hit hard. Dale and Jim had their property inundated. They led their 4 mules out to the road in knee-deep water towards safety. Well, the mules balked at the property line. Dale's house rules had forbidden the mules to cross that imaginary obstacle. So they freed the mules, thinking that when the water got high enough, they'd find a way to get out. But next morning, the mules were back in the barn and the water was up to their backs. So Jim haltered the boss mule and tied him to the 16-foot boat with an outboard motor. They putted out towards the road. Well, the mule came right along until he reached the edge of the property, where he dug in with all 4 feet and stopped the parade. Jim was in that boat, twisting the throttle and fishtailing in this boat and going nowhere, but then surely but steadily, the boss mule backed clear to the barn, towing the sputtering ship like he was reeling in a 400-pound catfish. But mules do like to have fun. Jackson Hole Jerry had a big mule. He liked to stand in the back of his little 2-horse trailer. Jerry came home one day to find the trailer at the bottom of the slope below the house. "Who moved the trailer?" he hollered. His wife said, "Not me." So Jerry hooked it up, pulled the trailer back to the top, and then he unhooked and started for the house, and he looked back to find his big mule clomping up into the trailer, and the tongue lifted off the ground, and down the hill he went. Jerry thought he heard him laughing. This is Baxter Black from out there.
Baxter, your insight and wisdom about the cattle business is always appreciated. Thanks for that. Now, if you want to learn more about NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, see photos from our travels and more, you can find us on Facebook. Be sure to like our page and stay up to date with what we're up to. It's a great way to learn more about our show and connect with others in the cattle community. We'll have more of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Back on those Texas plains. Join us, Riders in the Sky, for sizzling hot San Antonio.
It's the 2015 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show.
So grab the family and head to Texas for the latest cattle industry information and education, plus some fun and entertainment with us.
It's an event you won't want to miss. Join us in San Antonio, Texas, February 4th through February 7th. There's plenty more information at beefusa.org.
And we'll be back on those Texas plains. See you there, Saddle Pals.
Got a friend or family member with a case of classic tractor fever? You can help by ordering them the Classic Tractor Fever Farm Deal. This special set includes both the 2015 Classic Farm Tractors Calendar and the companion DVD, Uncommon Classics. It's our biggest and best lineup of tractors ever. That's hours of enjoyment on the wall and on the TV. Just call 1-800-888-8979 or visit the website, classictractors.com.
There will definitely be something for every attendee at the upcoming convention in San Antonio. Are you still undecided if you'll make the trip? There are plenty of items of business on the agenda for this event, but also there's lots of fun too, including an evening of entertainment at the Cowboy Comedy Club with none other than Jeff Foxworthy on Friday night, February 6th. Don't forget, it's not too late to join us in Texas. You can find out all you need to know and even register online at beefusa.org. It's time now for this week's Legacy Photos. Here are some of the outstanding photos from around the country. These legacy photos were sent in to us by viewers just like you. We'd love to see a favorite picture of your farm or ranch. It's easy to do. To submit photos, just visit our website, cattlemantocattleman.org. Include your ranch or farm name and your hometown, and we may use your photo on a future episode. Well, that wraps up this edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kevin Oxter, and we'll see you next week right here on RFD TV.